5. 5 of the strongest unreleased units coming to global. When I saw these units, my eyes opened wide. Grand Summoners, I gotta say, are making some crazy strong units. So today, I'll reveal the top 5 strongest unreleased units you should know. That way, you can prepare your account, start saving gems, or see if you're even interested in these units. Can they be your next potential 300 luck unit? I'll tell you this. You don't want to miss this. GS will change the unit's name and stats upon arrival to global. Remember this. Let's get straight to the video. At number 5, Star Swordswoman Rosetta, a water demon unit. To better understand this unit, let's start with her passive. She has 2 types of Magia Drive. Regular Magia Drive, where she increases her art gen by 7 per second, which deactivates when her health is below 30%. And her Magia Drive Unlimited, where she gains crit rate and crit damage by 100%. And deactivates Magia Drive Unlimited when her health falls below 60%. So she wants to stay healthy.
How do you activate these Magia Drives?
I'll explain. When you pop her super art, she enters Magia Drive and she gets refunded 150 arts. If her health is 85% or more, she automatically goes into unlimited Magia Drive instead. So you'll want to be healthy. For her slots, she has a 5-star magic, 5-star support, and a 4-star magic. She'll really benefit from LB7 for the 4-star support, but you don't have to. For her true weapon, it increases her crit damage by 50%. If the user is water, increase crit damage by 100% instead. This will be a really good equipment for any water units in general. And its passive provides Rosetta with 150 arts at the start of the quest and an additional 5% attack. This is a W. That's all I'm saying. Since her true weapon is a magic equipment instead of support, she has the opportunity to use different types of support equipments. So I'm thinking Squash, Buckling Fin, Access, or True Escape, or whatever is necessary for specific stages. For her skill, she reduces enemies' evasion rate by 30%. And for 15 seconds, her art reduces enemies' magic resistance by 70%, which doubles to 140% if she's in unlimited Magia Drive. Her true art increases the team's art by 4 for 25 seconds, and water units get a burst of 40 arts. That burst of arts is nice, but she's a type B art generator. This tells me she wants to be on a mono water team, which is good for her since she's a magic damage dealer. More on this in a bit. Her super art is where she really shines. Each time she uses her super art, she increases the team's magic damage by 100%, capping at 300. With all the possible art gen she can get, I don't see this being an issue for her to spam her super art 3 times. For her rotations, this unit wants to use her super art early. Try to keep Rosetta healthy to gain all the possible buffs, entering unlimited Magia Drive. Starting with true art to obtain art gen, and super art to enter Magia Drive. Art for magic resistance, then super art again. Although her art is only 15 seconds, she is able to obtain a good amount of art gen. So doing this is possible. She will be a good substitute for magic damage dealers if you don't have beta. Or if you do, put them together with Hoka. I'm sure you'll be swiping up constantly. If you're able to get her into Magia Drive Unlimited, she's going to be a hard hitter. And her super art fighting animation looks raw as heck. What do you guys think about her? Let me know. Number 4. Sword God Luahn, Dark God Physical Unit. This guy's super art animation is raw as heck, but that doesn't make the unit strong. First, Luahn has conditions. Yup, he needs to meet conditions for him to be a crazy attacking unit. This is why he's number 4. When I first saw his equipment, I didn't like it, but when you start to strategize, you can kind of tell what makes sense. For his 5-star physical slot, it's for his true weapon, but the 5-star magic is clearly not for magic damage. So you can use equipments like Shooting Star to boost his art gen by 80, or what many will be doing is use True XC. For fast farming, I would use Shooting Star, but for harder content, I'll be using True XC. Which is the better choice since it provides 30 arts, increases your art damage by 50% for 8 seconds, and life steal when your HP is low. For his 4-star equipment, you can use equipments like Nubero's Battle Dress to increase damage to Giant Boss or Splendor, which you can obtain from Luahn's Cross the Blade Saga on the side quest for life steal as well. For his skill, It clearly defines he wants to be with Dark Allies. He increases Dark Allies art by 3 per second for 5 seconds, which is a Type C art gen type, and good to stack with other units, since this art gen class is limited to good units. Let's start with his super art, which is where the conditions really apply to this unit. He wants to be paired with different races of the team, and must be alive to increase the duration of his crit rate by 100% for 15 seconds of each different race, capping at 1 minute. 1 minute per super art for 100% crit rate is good as which he also increases his own super crit rate by 50%. I'm telling you, he's going to do some serious damage with this. This right here is why he will be super useful. For his true art, he increases all ally stats by 30% and physical damage by 100% for 20 seconds, practically making the team stronger and healing. His art damage is based on the current HP times 7%, with the low duration of 10 seconds, reducing enemies' physical resistance by 30%. So this is meant for him to use to boost the team's damage. His leader passive is going to help the team with equipment CT speed by 50% for the first 100 seconds of the quest, and also increases all allies crit damage by 50%. This is a W. Well, his true weapon reduces physical resistance by 30% and increases God users art by 10. Sounds little, but the cooldown of this equipment is 20 seconds. So applying everything in his kit, he will be able to spam this equipment frequently, which his passive allows this. He gains an increase of 20% to his stats, 3 arts per second, and increases skill damage by 10%. He wants to be paired with different races and dark units. For his rotation strategies, he wants to pop his super art for crit, true art for the buff, art for debuff, then super art. He kind of lacks art gen, so he's going to need some help. Overall, I think this unit will be good when you meet his conditions. He's going to hit hard, increase equipment CT, and has the ability to heal the team. And he has that crazy 60-second crit rate up. For our next unit, he's a beast. But our number 2 and 1 is going to blow your mind. Number 3, Orvell D. Granverge, a light god unit. If any unit has the ability to gain 50 arts from their skill, I'd say it's a W. And this allows them to sustain themselves with art gen. But Orville receives 30 instead, which is decent and better than nothing. Every time I look at this unit, he has the potential to be a 300 luck unit. Although he doesn't have a 5-star support slot, he has all 5-star equips. A 5-star physical, a 5-star magic, and a 5-star defense. And if you LB7 this unit, he gets 2 5-star physical slots. His first physical slot is meant for his true weapon. You can use his magic equip to boost his art gen or use it to buff or debuff, which his true art is a magic based attack. He also has a lot of synergy with his magic slot, so you can do whatever you want here. His defensive slot is good for hard content, or use Iris tracksuit for 50 arts. For his art, he provides himself with 30 arts and permanently increases his own attack by 50%, capping at 300%. Original Orville mechanic. I really like this too. He's able to clear waves and increase his own arts, which is really what you want for luck units. You have to art 6 times to reach his max potential. His true art is a magic based attack, but while the rest are physical, for 35 seconds, he increases all ally stats by 30% and ignores enemy defense by 100%. This is good for sustaining the team as well as increasing damage. I feel like defense ignore is just a bonus. One thing is for sure, he's going to help keep the team alive with this technique plus his defense equip. Now here's where Orville will start to shine. His super art has a 200,000% light damage, which he replaces the equipment slot with Super Equip X Granverge. Here's how it works. When you use Super Art, his physical slot will be replaced with Super X Granverge, which has a 6-second cooldown and 20,000% light damage, and increases all allies art by 20, which you can spam this equipment a minimum of 4 times, inflicting 80,000% damage and 80 arts to the team. Assuming you have his true weapon, you'll want to use it before Super Arting. Pair him with Star God Lisa and Emperor, and his equipment CT speed is going to be crazy. For his passive, for each light unit alive on the team, he increases his own damage by 80%, capping at 320%. Or for each fire allies alive on the team, increase his own arts by 4 per second, capping at 12 arts per second, and increases all allies crit resistance by 30%. His true weapon has a 60-second CT and reduces enemy damage resistance by 20%. And if the user is above 80% HP, he gets an additional 15%, which also increases his own damage by 50% and has flinch for freeze and paralysis resistance by 100% and increases his attack by 5%. For his rotations, this unit wants to use his art 6 times to increase attack, true art to increase stats and defense ignore, pop his true weapon for damage resistance, then super art, spamming X Granverge equipped for damage and argent. This guy can be used as a damage dealer with mono light team or art generating monster with a mono fire team for easy content. Kenshin will be perfect to pair with this guy since he has crit. Don't forget to like the video. By doing this simple click, it helps the channel grow, allowing this video to reach even more GS gamers. So let's build this community together and comment. I want to hear from you. At number 2, Original Witch Celia, Water Human. I gotta say, she's super strong. Her slots are a 5-star magic, 5-star defense, and a 4-star magic, which I'm starting to see GS apply defense equipped to top units now. Celia increases her arts by 30 with her skill. On her arts, for 40 seconds, she increases all allies' equipment CT speed by 20% and provides the team with a burst of 100 arts for the first use. This burst of art is amazing and will get the team going faster, which is very important. Her true art, for 25 seconds, reduces enemies' water resistance by 80% and increases allies with 50% HP or higher with 5 arts per second, meaning she's a type F art generator. Besides the art gen, her true art is really tailored to water units. Her super art is dangerous. She inflicts 100% freeze for 5 seconds and increases her crit rate by 100%, increasing super crit rate by 50% and another 50% if the enemy is frozen. This chick will be good with ultimate convenient Roy for sure, and that 100% super crit, danger. For her passive, she increases status condition resistance by 100% except faint. This right here is a W, a free cleanse to the team. She also increases her own magic resistance by 20% and increases damage to enemies under 30% HP by 20%. Her true weapon increases her own crit damage by 50% and reduces enemies' magic resistance by 30%. How strong is this chick gonna be? You'll want her true weapon for sure. It increases her arts by 150 at the start of the quest and magic resistance by 5%. So having her true weapon can instantly boost the team's art gen by 100. For her rotation, she wants to use art for the equipment CT speed and burst of arts, true art for water resistance and art gen, then super art, hoping to freeze the enemy for 100% super crit rate. This unit can be used in a water mono team or damage dealing comps. I say this unit is going to be an absolute beast. And now, the moment we've been waiting for, our number 1 unit, Leader Charlotte Fire Human. This unit really reminds me of Summer Miyu, but a magic user. For her skill, she needs to crit to obtain 50 arts. If not, it's 25 instead. As a magic damage dealer, Charlotte's art is crazy. She increases all allies' next true art or super art damage by 170%. This is nasty. You get a lot of value from this single art. Every time a unit is about to unleash a strong technique, pop this art first. Charlotte's true art has a 80% chance of fainting the enemy for 5 seconds. And for 30 seconds, she increases all ally stats by 30%. But wait, for fire units, they gain 60% stat increase instead. Okay, she wants to be in mono fire teams, but you can still use her in any team composition. Her super art increases the team's crit by 100%. This unit has the ability to get 100% super crit depending on her current HP. I'm speechless. Kind of. We now know of 2 units that can boost their super crit to 100%. But check this out, people. As leader, she provides the team with 10 arts per second for the first 20 seconds of the quest. Bro, that's 200 arts. This has to be one of the best passives yet. Is this the best unit to bless? Question mark? She also increases her damage by multiplying 1% of her own attack divided by 100. When is this chick coming out? She needs some serious testing. For her animation, it does look a bit slow, but I can't determine it until we get the unit. For her equipments, she has a 5-star magic, 5-star physical, and a 4-star support. I'm assuming her 5-star physical can boost her attack. Her true weapon reduces fire resistance by 30% and damage resistance by 20%. She increases her own damage by 30%, gains 2 arts per second, and magic resistance by 5% from her weapon's passive. This unit could be a good 300 luck unit. And a monster coming out. I guess I'll have to start saving because these magic damage dealers are gonna be meta. If you haven't already, check this out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future content. Aim for the W. And you know what they call me?